Hello and welcome back to Podcast as Praxis. I'm Dave, my pronouns are he and him.
I'm Jamie, and my pronouns are he and him.
I'm Rob, mine are he and him.
And I'm Alistair, my pronouns are also he and him.
That sounded flawless. It's because we started recording 5 whole minutes ago.
Yeah, I had such an urge to just do that in a really stupidly overdramatic voice and say something like, my earth pronouns are, or something like that. You know what I mean? I just descended in a spaceship. But I resisted that urge because I'm a professional.
Exactly. Nothing but stone cold professionalism here.
Yeah, nothing but professionalism from our, what was it, chief fucking podcast executive or whatever it was, that fucking email.
Consultant.
Executive podcast consultant, wasn't it?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Listener, close your eyes and pretend I'm slipping you a business card.
Truly a functioning economy. That's what we want.
Yeah, would you like to receive AI suggestions for things that you could advertise on your podcast? Well, don't start your own podcast, because that's all you're going to fucking receive in your emails.
I mean, the generalized, recommendation of do not start your own podcast. Nothing of honor is celebrated here. Yeah.
Stick it on the building.
Also, we're afraid of competition.
Speaking of AI, should we talk about the Labour Party again?
Oh, fuck my life.
If we must.
I don't like that bridge. I don't like that we're about to smash the two Ken dolls together that I hate most.
They're both bubbles that are about to burst, to be fair.
Inshallah, yeah.
Yeah, well, Labour Together, the right-wing pressure group and alleged think tank inside Labour, have begun searching in earnest for Keir Starmer's replacement.
Is that Maurice Flatcap's fucking lot?
No, that's Blue Labour.
Yeah, that's
Labour
Blue
Together
Labour,
was
Morgan McSweeney's
outfit.
Yeah.
So Labour Together, the group that was in charge of the leadership campaign for Keir Starmer, is now looking for a new Keir Starmer.
Yeah.
It's going well. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. The same group that was run by Morgan McSweeney is now canvassing its supporters, MPs and those of a particularly cubular head shape, asking them who they think would be a good Labour leader and Prime Minister. There are 5 people in the cabinet that they are putting forward. Wesley Streeting, of course, Bridget Phillipson, Shabana Mahmood, Ed Miliband, and Darren Jones.
I was going to say, and, a haunted doll that simply won't start screaming about craving blood.
No, Wes Streeting's there.
And 3 non-cabinet Labour goblins. Andy Burnham, not even an MP, LOL. Angela Rayner, and I'm squinting as I'm reading this, Lucy Powell. Okay.
Why, though?
Right. That's right. Keir Starmer hasn't even made the list of prospective leaders.
It's really damning that you could have a list of people that could replace you, and Lucy Powell is on that fucking list.
Yeah. Who was just like Rachel Reeves, but somehow with all the personality shaved off. It's fascinating.
I'm struggling to remember who Lucy Powell even is.
Lucy Powell featured in that really funny documentary.
I can picture a haircut, probably.
Yeah, well, that's easy.
I'm sorry, you don't get points for that. That's that's all of them.
No, asking it guess who, do they look like a Lego, and just throwing the fucking board. No, Lucy Powell was in that Summer That Changed Everything documentary with a really funny fucking
exit poll footage.
Exit poll and everything else. Yeah, she was one of the MPs they were following about. I think her big thing was complaining about not being allowed in the main hall at conference because it was too full of people who liked Jeremy Corbyn.
That might have been her. That's possible, yes.
Yeah, so we've got quite an array of people that are a bit again. This is specifically for people who are part of Labour Together, which I'm pretty sure does include Luke Akehurst as well. So yeah, everyone wants to know what he thinks. But let's also remind ourselves that Keir Starmer has repeatedly said that he will stay as leader for the next 3, 5, or even 10 years at various points in his premiership.
Yeah, go for it.
And also said in November that he would fight any attempts to replace him. That won't happen.
No.
I mean, I bet everyone trying to replace him shaking in their fucking boots.
Oh yeah, like, I mean, what a behemoth, a political titan Keir Starmer is without a series of nodding donkeys in the press, like, you know, gleefully, like, ushering him into, like, 170-seat majority so that he can do precisely nothing with it.
Yeah, who would win in a fight, though, right? Like, a bunch of the biggest dipshits Labour has to offer, or the world's most tearful ham?
It's just some incredible, like, you know, whoever wins, we lose energy. But, like, a contest that I can't even bother to, like, turn up for.
Whoever wins, we barely notice.
Little does everyone realise, though, that Keir Starmer has been making himself very slowly immune to rakes over the last few years by dosing himself with them in larger and larger amounts as time goes on to build up immunity.
Microdosing rakes by just stepping on one as you get out of bed every morning.
You know, and the only reason they've not entirely stoved his head in now, the media that is, and people in the Labour Party HQ. The only reason they've not done that by now is that it's just not. Now is not the time. You know, the budget, though clearly shit, wasn't sufficiently shit in the way that, you know, the fucking politicos and, you know, Bobby Pesto think things can be shit.
In a sense,
not.
It was right, because, like, we haven't bothered to talk about it because there was nothing interesting enough in it, like good or bad. To just, like,
it was the
keep
most
my interest
progressive
for all of 5
budget
minutes.
for a generation. I saw someone on Blue Sky saying that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, being progressive but you can just say any old shit. Yeah, it does fucking irk me. Like, you've got people like fucking Paul Mason going on about how this is the ultimate, like, Marxist Labour government, and you have a budget that is doing just totally inane shit, like sticking, like, a fee on driving an electric car, and it's like, dude, what the fuck is Marxist about this in any way whatsoever? But
when you look at this, what do you see? Like, what exactly, like, does this make you, hear the haunting tunes of the Internationale? Because, like, for us, it's just like,
He's probably going to stay on. Starmer is probably going to stay on until the bloodbath local elections in May, at which point he will be promptly booted out, and some other, foaming at the mouth, teeth gnashing freak will take the reins and continue to just pilot this careening plane into the exact same fucking mountain that they've been aiming at ever since they took over in 2020.
Yeah, I mean, they're firmly wedged below, like, 20% popularity. So it's really, like, it's just working out great.
I think the most optimistic polls I've seen for Labour have been about, at most, 20%, but a lot of them have been way less than that. Like, single-figure polling figures for Labour, when? It could be sooner than you think.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping that the ideas about the gambling market are right, and, like, a lot of people have put a lot of big money on Rachel Reeves getting the sack, and, like, they are fully joined at the fucking hip. There's almost no way that she gets the sack and he doesn't have to immediately fucking quit. So
I think they'll try. I'm fairly convinced they'll end up trying, but, we'll see what happens on the way home.
I think there's I think there's some word about pressure being on the market in that front, because so much money's on it to be done before Christmas or before the new year. So, I don't know, something really funny could still happen within the next couple of weeks. An incredible Christmas present for all.
Well, David, you'll be pleased to know that Keir Starmer went on the attack against the Greens by calling them nuts.
Oh, is this when... This is that thing in The Observer, isn't it? Where it's like, they have some stupid series called on a walk with like, or walking with the Observer, where they're like supposed to go out for a country
Walking with
walk.
dinosaurs. I remember that show.
But then like they couldn't do it because like his police escort said no, too many people hate you out there. So like they literally had to like walk the corridors of number 10. They just like did little laps like on the carpet.
Oh, they would have loved that West Wing ass shit though.
Yeah, doing a walk and talk in number 10, but like you're not going anywhere at all. Just up and down the same corridor. Oh man, like
nervously pacing through the corridors.
If you, the listener, want to fill in your own metaphors from this point on in, feel free. Have fun with it.
You know, I just have to assume that Keir Starmer's advisors have all just, fucking given up, said fuck it, and finally plugged in his controller to the PlayStation 2 of government messaging, and like this is what he's coming out with. Yeah, the Green Party are nuts. Wow, something that I think every right wing rag has been saying about them for the last fucking 50 years. Really incisive stuff, Keir Starmer.
Yeah, but they have to say it louder now.
Oh yeah, now that there are polls showing that the Greens are ahead, like we've really got to pull out all the stops to stop the Greens, and this is what we're going with, guys. But the rest of the Blairites, not to be deterred, they are massing behind the grown cuboid himself, Wesley Streeting.
Can we just go back to what Keir Starmer had actually said though, which was that like the Greens support like selling drugs outside schools?
Yeah, which sounds fucking sick.
Yeah, it's like, the Greens support legalizing drugs, so like they want to sell them outside schools, and it's like, yeah, because like cigarettes and fucking alcohol, they're legal, and you can sell them outside of school. Do you know what I mean? And like fucking everything, it's just that's exactly how it works. I wish he would shut the fuck up about drugs. He's like the world's squarest man. Do you know what I mean? Apart from West Streeting, obviously.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Just like fucking, drugs are an evil in society. I can smell weed outside my child's bedroom, and it's like, how long have you been banging on about your fucking kids? Do you know what I mean? It's like, are they not all adults by now? Like,
yeah.
Feels like he spent about 40 years complaining about his kids being menaced by, like, the smell of weed and fucking, like...
I kind of generally wonder, like, how much longer this line about, like, you know, they're selling dope outside your kid's school, you know, it's like... I know people of like general legalization have been saying for like 1,000 million years that like we're on the verge of, you know, that generational shift, but like the amount of like people and young parents or like people who at least like grew up, you know, taking coke or smoking weed or whatever, like, you know, who are at least like who knew or know, like, you know, have a drug dealer in their phone. Like, how many of them are there left?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that drug dealer at the school gates is at the school gates because he's just finished
picking
school.
Up their kids.
No, but that's how it works. You know someone in your general vague social circle, and that's like there is not a fucking legion of drug dealers that go out to the schools after it like a fucking lollipop, man.
Yeah, it's that what, like, check your Halloween haul for, you know,
razor blades,
wraps of heroin and razor blades. Yeah.
Maybe it's like muscle confusion because like the media spent so long like filming single mums giving their their kids a crisp packet through the fucking bars of the school gate for the next like fucking Jamie Oliver documentary. Yeah. You know, like maybe that too was filled with drugs.
Now that's what I call golden wonder.
I'm just going to recycle a joke I made on Blue Sky because, you know, I'm losing the will to live with all their stuff. It's like, you know, if you're, I don't know, you're like a 30 to 40-year-old, you know, young dad, and you're like, all right, I'm going to pick up the kids from school, and then, you know, that's how convenient. My dealer is also standing next to the school gate. You know what? I'll buy 2 ounces for the weekend, and then that's 2 chores done in one go.
Yeah,
it's just convenience, you know.
Shop.
Yeah.
I'd also like to take a moment to appreciate the cope and or sign of the times of 30 to 40-year-old young dad.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, young middle-aged dads.
Yeah, young middle-aged podcasters. Shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, so Streeting's been doing that annoying thing where a hideously right-wing Labour MP pretends to be slightly more left-wing than they really are. You remember that horrid shit he was...
The one actual working trick that the cunts have, the one reason that it's absolutely 100% always correct to mistrust the Labour Party is because cunts like that exist within it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though they literally tell you in interviews, oh yeah, if I were running for Labour leader, you know what I would do? I would pretend to be left-wing, fna, 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 and then, twirl my moustache.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a... it's a Labour Party staple to say, oh yes, I am socially progressive and economically progressive to like the fucking readers of like The Guardian, but all of a sudden they're reciting the 14 words when they're talking to people from fucking Mumsnet or something.
No. You see, I meant the 14 pledges.
14 pledges, the 7 missions, the 4 quests, etc.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know what you would currently have to say to, the sort of generalized, freak show that is whoever's still in the Labour Party.
I'm not Keir Starmer.
You might have to, pitch it of, why don't we do, some rejoining the EU?
Oh man, they love fucking.
They should do that.
They love dangling that fucking carrot, don't they? Keir Starmer was seen in Europe. Is this a sign of things to come?
Not anymore. Not anymore. Because you know what happened. In terms of cursed things that are actually bad for you. It's Femi joined the Green Party, so Green Party no longer cool.
Yeah. that is an ill omen, if nothing else.
Yeah.
I mean. The only thing I've seen out of Femi in the last 4 years or something was a TikTok
solos.
from him. No, it was a TikTok where he was. I can't remember. He was kicking off about.
Yeah, over to our TikTok correspondent.
Yeah, he was kicking off. He was kicking off about something that had happened. Don't remember. It was. It could be. It could. There's a list of possible candidates, about 400 long, but it was some aspect or incident of the just ever grinding British mill of transphobia, and he was absolutely fucking furious about it. So fair play to him for picking the right side there at least.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, good thing his clock stopped at the right point, I guess.
So. I don't know. Maybe he can have a redemption arc and be the second good liberal after Jolly and Mom.
No, they're only allowed one. Let's remember all the other things that Femi has done. Yeah. Now that we've got past that, remember that horrid shit that Wes Streeting was spouting about ADHD the other week? Well, after we released, well, after we released our episode about that. Yeah, he wrote it back slightly in an article in The Guardian titled, I realise now that my view on mental health overdiagnosis was divisive. We all need better evidence.
It was divisive, but not wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I realise a lot of people are mad at me right now.
Classic sorry you were offended.
Yeah, as a point of order, he rolled that back after we'd recorded, but not after before we'd released the episode, just to really fuck her about, do you know what I mean? You couldn't have had that epiphany the day before.
Yeah. Yeah,
but he's still a cunt either way, do you know what I mean? So
anyone whose employment doesn't depend on the opposite believing a word that comes out of a Labour Together freak's mouth, just ain't gonna happen, is it? I'm not going to read from the article because it's 8 paragraphs of a deep fried Labour.jpg thing. It's there's 7,500 nurses. Okay, man, yeah, whatever you say.
Sure, pal.
Yeah, 11 million phone calls. Appointments. Yeah.
Although unsurprisingly, his majority is still less than 600 votes. So good luck. I'm also going to give a dishonourable mention to Shabana Mahmood for declaring herself in favour of racism in mid-November.
Why not? Fuck me.
Yeah, so again, this Shabana Mahmood being one of the people that the Labour Together are canvassing their members about is the woman who decided that she wanted to mimic the Danish model for dealing with immigration. A lot of stuff was in the speech that she did in the middle of November, and we've talked about it before. Just as a little reminder, probably the main headline from that basically making it impossible for immigrants and asylum seekers alike to ever integrate into British society, by changing settled status only being granted after 20 years of having been in the country and not 5, among other things. And the other part of the Danish model being to explode your entire voting base for no reward, presumably because this is the stuff that you want to do for ideological reasons.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, and I saw that fucking David Lammy is now on a quest to, get some slight modifications on the, European Convention on Human Rights, fucking blanket denial of torture. That, look, is that an absolute right, or could we, can we tweak that a little bit? What really is torture, if you really think about it?
Yeah, you get into some really philosophical arguments when you're a Labour MP, particularly a frontbencher, because you start asking questions like, what is a family really? And it's like, it is you yourself, you are a family, and like, maybe your direct blood descendants and partner, if you're lucky. Anything else is just sparkling cousins, I guess. But suffice to say, they're in the shit no matter what. As I said before, like the most optimistic polls have Labour hovering around 20, just below 20%. And to just to put a nice little turd on top of this shit pie, Labour have also banned trans women from their 2026 Women's Conference. And I quote this: following this year's Supreme Court ruling, how the fuck they're going to enforce this is anyone's guess.
Yeah, why not? Like, I mean, to be fair, like, what did you expect from these people at this point? Like, did you really and honestly, truly think that they were going to, like, do better and, like, sort of change their minds? They're not going to. And it's like, it sucks shit, and I hate these people, but, like, this is one of those things where I'm like, yeah, of course they were going to do that. Of course they were going to, like, was there any world in which they were not? It's like, we've said it many a time on this podcast, but if for somehow you're still desperately clinging to this, like, shallow, shitty husk of a fucking party, then, quite frankly, at this point, it's your own fucking fault. I don't even feel pity for you anymore. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Just, if you're still in there, there's something wrong with you. Fuck you, too.
I mean, Owen Jones put out an article in The Guardian, I think it was earlier today or yesterday, saying that we should pity Keir Starmer, and I just want to stop him there. Because there's a reason why this is called the Labour hate section and not the Labour pity section. It's because you need to keep your hatred pure.
Yes.
That's right.
And that's it for the Labour hate segment.
Well, speaking of hatred, which is pure, brackets, derogatory this time. We do the Labour hate. Let's be balanced. Let's
yes. Oh, okay.
We're doing the boomer habit of I hate everyone equally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is what we're doing here.
Yeah. You know what I think? I think Green Party members are nuts. Da-da-da-da.
When people say, like, when people, your dad or whatever says, like, oh, I'm not racist, I hate everyone equally. It's like, yeah, what, even the troops? Do you know what I mean?
No, especially the troops.
I mean, I hate the fucking troops, yeah.
This is a dying party doing its level best to, I don't want to say remain relevant because that implies that they are. I don't want to say...
But David, we've already talked about the Labour Party. Why are you still talking about them?
Yeah.
Not quite.
Why are you bringing up Ed Davey?
Oh no, he's winning because we're rejoining the EU or some shit. I don't fucking know. I've seen some. Really
Ed Davey is never winning. Ed Davey is only swinning. Just so we're very clear on one thing.
No, I'm told he's winning here all the time. There must be something to it.
All right. No, so is there yet another party of fucking desperate losers scrambling around in the dirt for like the attention of the third editor of the Sun?
Yes. Would anyone else like to try and fucking prevent me from answering the question by asking the question again?
Is it your party?
Is it the Libertarian Party?
It's the Tories. So,
damn.
Yes, in a way. Yeah. Off the back of last week's bullshit, where Streeton said the thing, then apologised for the thing without apologising for the thing, and basically got made to look a bit of a cunt but the whole point of that was to announce the thing and then bury it. Kemi Badenoch has decided that it is time for the Tories to do somehow, if they ever attain power, more victimisation of the disabled. You know, that way, like, yeah, proper, like, with my dying breath.
Yeah. The cruelty setting had yet more, fucking notches on it. More than we ever thought possible. We found some in the back of the cupboard.
That's it. Yeah,
They're
there was 4 Ian's Duncan Smith in the back of the couch.
The Tories have decided to reach across the aisle and find common ground with the Labour Party, although they don't like to phrase it like this. This is pretty much exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
Did they phrase it as Labour are too like fucking woke and soy and like give better like and do communism and give everyone on benefits a fucking solid gold car? Because that's usually the shit that like fucking this idiot comes out with.
No, it wasn't quite as online as that. I think someone may have had a word at some point. Whether or not that would actually work, I don't fucking know. But no, this was a speech about how the Tories are going to do a policy review on the concept of benefits and what is deserving of them specifically.
Oh, fuck off. Just go. Oh, again, we've done this for 40 fucking years, but sure, this time.
From The Guardian, a key refrain of her speech was that the increase in people receiving benefits for physical and mental conditions was unaffordable. It was, she said, particularly the case for, scare quotes, low-level mental health issues, end scare quote, such as ADHD. So thank you for clarifying which one should be picked out there at The Guardian. Well done. A lot of people don't know the scale of the problem, she said. A lot of people don't know how bad it is. Quite simply, our sickness benefit system was not designed to handle the age of diagnosis which we now live in. In other words, you should go and fuck yourself because there is absolutely a line at which they are willing to fucking support. Which we all know, but they are being much more explicit about where that line is and the end point of this.
So when Cami Badenoch was saying people don't know how bad it is, she wasn't referencing to, the populace's general lack of understanding of, mental illness and other sort of things. She was rather saying people have no idea how many, lounging scroungers are out there being driven around in fucking luxury Mercedes.
Being diagnosed on TikTok with ADHD and autism, and then the next day walking into the DWP and receiving the solid gold car. That's just how our benefit system works.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the thing is though, it's people don't know the scale of the problem because the papers and the fucking politicians and everyone hasn't just banged on about for the last as long as I've been alive about how you know what I mean, there's just too many scroungers in this country and they're all scrounging all the time and we should stop them from scrounging because it's like the nation of scroungers. Scrounge, you know what I mean? They never fucking shut up about it. So obviously the problem there is they need to get the message out to more people, right?
Nobody knows how bad the problem is, so what we need to do is assume that it's the worst possible way that it could be and just go from there.
Just whenever they say people just don't understand this, it's what they mean is the propaganda isn't working. Do you know what I mean? It's like they've spent fucking decades banging on about how the country is 90% fucking shirkers and you know what I mean, skivers and scroungers and fucking layabouts and all these other whatever fucking word they pull out the thesaurus. And the simple fact is too many people are on benefits for that to work because you know what I mean, there's loads of people who are actually pulling 40 odd hours a week and still have to top up their pay with benefits. And you know what I mean, there's people who have a disabled family member and see the fucking grief they have to go through with fucking PIP assessments and work capability assessments and then tribunals because they've been pissed around and you know what I mean. And it's you can't really, too many people see the sharp end of it that you can't really get the message as far across as you want. Do you know what I mean? Because people, it's the same with transphobia. most people are just incredibly normal, like, you know, normal, complimentary, and not raging fucking bigots. And, you know, it seems like it should be. It seems like the whole country should think that, like, these things are, like, you know, an existential crisis for the nation, because that's all the fucking press ever fucking tries to make them think. But it isn't working, so it must be like people just don't understand. That's the thing, though, right? It's like you've put all this propaganda out and people haven't fucking accepted it. And so what can you do? Well, you can't go, well, the people want us to do this. So instead you just have to go, the people don't know what they want. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like it fucking matters either way, like, because, you know, she's the fucking head of the Tory Party. And you might as well be like fucking, do you know what I mean? Head of, like, I don't know, the Sooty Show. For all the fucking, like, direction.
That's a hard slam on the Sooty Show, you know, from someone I thought was one of their premier fans.
I like the Sooty Show, but they're not running the fucking country anytime soon, are they? It'd be great if they were.
Matthew Corbett wasn't even running the Sooty Show, you know.
It's true.
He was the only guy there. The one adult in the room. Never worked out for him.
Yeah.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Everything is fucking expensive.
Subscribe to Praxiscast at patreon.com/Praxiscast.
So, on top of the idea about this, there's a couple of real fucking choice quotes that they've gone with. Specifically here, we are going to review which conditions the state treats as disabilities when it comes to benefits. So, that in itself sounds kind of par for the course, but I'm pretty sure, you know, not a lawyer, just some dickhead that sits in the podcast, but I'm pretty sure that to do that, you would need to have already fully nuked the Equality Act, or at least
I was going to say that's like a we are going to just totally rip up primary legislation and rewrite it.
Yeah, you would have to do that. You couldn't, like, even really stick in a carve out for that. Like, I don't understand how you could. So that's cool. I mean, obviously this is from the same leader that's, like, fully engaged in the Human Rights Act as the greatest crime that has ever been committed. So
yeah, but that's just again, this is just the same fucking thing. It's just like every government in Britain for the last, you know, however many years has just, like, pretended that the one thing that is standing away between, like, yada and happiness and fulfillment is just, like, one more thing that needs to be destroyed, one more right that needs to be taken away, one more, you know, set of people that need to have, you know, the cruelty of the state, you know, visited upon them. And then, you know, truly, I swear to God, you know, there's gold in them dar hills. You'll get there. Just you know, fucking, like, shaking your fist and saying, come on, just one more cruelty, you know, I can quit whatever I want to. And it's like, for 40 fucking years, it's been the same fucking thing over and over and over and over again. It's like, I know it's Britain, so, like, what do you expect? But it's like, has no one else, like, just worked out that this doesn't work? Because if it did, it would have by now.
Yeah. I think Kemi Badenoch should have, like, I think entering frontline politics was just, you know, a waste of her talents, and she should have dedicated her entire life to hacking Harriet Harman's website.
Yeah. All of us will have physical and mental challenges at some point in our lives, but in an age in which 1 in 4 people now self-report as disabled, it's clear that we are going to have to draw a line on what health issues the state can support.
When she says self-report, does this mean like they go to the doctor? Is that what because that's self-reporting, right? Because otherwise it doesn't fucking mean anything, right? If the fucking job centre, like, you know what I mean, say to you, right, oh, you need to find work, and you go, actually, I'm just going to self-report that I'm disabled, they're going to tell you to fuck off, right? You need to have, like, evidence of that. And the only way to get evidence is to go to the doctor, and the doctor's not going to fucking, like, give you it just on your word. They're going to examine you. So I assume 1 in 4 people self-report. And First of all, I assume that means 1 in 4 disabled people. Maybe, I don't know.
I have no idea. It's a direct quote from her, so it could mean anything.
It's a very fucking baffling statistic because I don't think 25%. Although I suppose it depends how broad you want to like cast the net on what is.
It just probably comes from like the fucking policy exchange or some other fucking horror show who've just probably like scraped the last 2 months of, I don't know, people, you know, posting from the UK saying, you know, I've got a headache, and then just saying, oh, okay, well, they're clearly, you know, skiving and bad people, so why not, you know, go ham.
The only way you can possibly get to that fucking figure is if by self-report you mean they went to the doctor and went like, I've lost an arm in a traffic accident or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like
technically everyone going to the doctor is self-reporting. Then
exactly. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's self-reporting when you persevere long enough to get enough fucking achievement points, like doing fucking 7 a.m. phone calls to unlock an appointment.
Yeah. Another element they're looking at with this is examining at what stage support should come in and how long it should last. So in other words, if you go to the DWP and you say, I have leg fell off, they will say it will grow back in 3 years, and they will give you a reward for 3 years. So that is like the idea behind this. Like after that, you can no longer claim for it, that type of shit. So
yeah,
congratulations for all the things that cannot and will not be cured. The DWP will absolutely have opinions otherwise about that, because if they were to do that system rather than the current system where people are constantly reassessed for leg fell off, they're actually going to find that they probably end up reliably paying out more money rather than being able to effectively do the whole reapply, oops, you're sanctioned, oops, you died waiting for a tribunal, that kind of shit. So they would probably actually lose money on that, so I don't see that one really fucking panning out very well for them. Again, doesn't matter. They won't be able to do it because they're never getting any power again. The other thing as well is, you know, I mentioned earlier on that this is all about, you know, it costs too much money. It costs too much. Again, this is from the Q&A section, so it's the bit where she wasn't reading directly from a bit of paper. Badenoch repeatedly framed the rise in benefit spending as in part a product of choice and abuse of the system, saying many people were turning down work, quote, because they think that those jobs are beneath them. But she rejected the idea that language about an age of diagnosis and what she again called a budget for benefit street could stigmatise people and appear nasty.
Fuck me, I was genuinely like, are we going to talk about Benefit Street at some point? Because because why not? Just bring it back up. Just fucking, you know, just drag all the old fucking hits back out of the coffin. Like, why not? Just, you know, does she fucking complain about people, you know, getting state handouts, eating fucking chicken nuggets instead of, you know, a healthy apple, you know, that they scrumped from the orchard, which is definitely around the corner? Like, is there some other fucking undead skeleton that's about to like crawl its way out of the fucking coffin of this woman's mind?
This was a budget for Jeremy Kyle Avenue. Do you know what I mean?
Highest suicide rate in the country, that one.
I think that politicians should be careful with language all the time, but I don't think there's anything wrong in what I said, she replied. So, I mean, you can say what you like about Badenoch, and you should, but like, she absolutely will just fucking commit to, I have said something fucking heinous and I don't think I was wrong to do it.
Sorry if you were offended.
The most honest Tory leader in fucking decades, probably.
Like, I mean, you know, I don't feel pity for her, but like, she has to, like, I'm sure she means this shit. I'm sure she means it when she says it, because like, she's the most fucking, you know, MP for Facebook West we've ever seen. But like, she has to like come up with increasingly insane shit, because like, everybody else is like either looking at Keir Starmer, you know, waiting for him any moment he's going to do something fun, or like they're all, you know, chasing after, you know, the fucking great white hope of British politics is fucking the Reform Party. So like, she has to like just be insane and on it all the time. And like, I mean, it helps that she is insane and on it all the time, but still and all, like.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to vote for pure id?
Yeah, actually, I did mention about the cost thing. So on that, this was picked up by the Disability News Service last month in the run up to the budget, because Reeves had kept saying this thing about how it's spiraling. The cost of welfare is spiraling.
Oh yes, it's been spiraling for every day of my adult life. But sure, why not this time too? Tell me what we're up to.
Yeah, well, they actually took some figures. Thank you, the Office for Budget Responsibility, for these figures, which fucked over Rachel Reeves, so you managed it twice in the space of a month. That's really cool. Share of GDP spent on, fucking proportion of GDP spending on welfare was predicted to be 11.1% in 24-25, the same in 25-26, and 26-27. It was then predicted to go down to 11% in 27-28, and 28-29, and then back up to 11.1 in 29-30. So in other words,
this is also the point where
time.
Is this also not the point where we just kind of say these people have never been right a day in their life? We can talk about the fucking fun graph again, and like, we need to do like a whole series of episodes about this fucking cunt house of an institute. But sure,
no, I know, but the point is that their own numbers say that actually the cost has not gone up over time. Like, it is basically static. And in fact, 11% of national income a year is lower than when David Cameron was Prime Minister, even despite there being more pensioners. So, like, the cost is not going up. Any time they say the costs are going up, it's not. The cost of one specific element of it may be going up, but it's not all of it. Every one of them is on this same shit, and it's a really convenient little lie, because who can be asked to look at the numbers?
Yeah,
certainly not our courageous journalist class, that's for sure. Just letting Labour and Tory MPs alike just spew just genocidal, anti-disabled propaganda on the airwaves unchallenged.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope everyone did hear Rob patting down the soil of the little seed that I just planted in his mind of, I should look at the OBR one day.
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Well, now that we've talked about the
a black hole at this time of year, this part of the country, may I see it?
The current and future misery of the poorest people in Britain. Shall we do today's article read and talk about some very other people who also have some problems, I guess?
I love hearing about the issues that humanity is
facing.
It's
not the bee lady. It's something.
Oh,
I am so sorry about that. I know, everybody. But like, I have found for you. Have you found that today's mega billionaires are just not philanthropic enough, that they don't do enough care in the community? Have you found that some of these people are actually incredibly antisocial and cunty? Have you?
I definitely think that there's not enough trickle down coming from them, if that's what you're asking, yes.
Well, but have you figured instead that the real people who can help, the Bezoses and the Musks of this world be more gentle and caring in life are actually the British aristocracy?
Excuse me?
Well, this is an article in the Financial Times, Natch, and it's called "Advice to Elon Musk from Britain's Aristocrats."
Whoa. Is this a backwards justification for a certain former prince being pals with a certain...
No, that would be quite a thing. No. This is about how you look, you deserve all your wealth, but have you considered being less gauche about it?
Oh, is this old money trying to tell the nouveau riche what? And when I say nouveau riche, it means they've made their money in the last 150 years. How to
keep
live
some
their
bees
lives.
on the windowsill.
Yeah,
let your aga go cold.
Well, it's written by Charles Spencer, who you may know as the younger brother of Diana, she of the Fiat Uno, and He, by the way, if you weren't sure, because like that's how most people know, he's also the 9th Earl Spencer, and he owns a 5,300 hectare or 13,000 acre Althorpe estate in Northamptonshire. So if anyone knows how to have the common touch while being very rich, surely it's this man.
You might as well have told me he is a minor duke in Ankh fucking Morpork. Like, what the fuck do any of those measurements mean?
It means he's got more fucking land than you can... Yeah.
Scientists are still trying to work that out to this day.
Anyway, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos will not live forever. So, I mean, inshallah. So perhaps they are...
Well, the mushroom guy's working on it.
He's not going to live forever either, though, let's be real.
He is, but he's on a permo.
He's got 5 years maximum. Do you know what I mean?
Perhaps they are contemplating how to deploy their billions in the long term. What can the descendants of the mighty aristocracy that dominated Britain from the Middle Ages to the First World War teach them?
Get rich 1,000 years ago.
Yeah. And also, please note that the brother of Diana, once Crown Princess of Wales, is saying, oh no, these people stopped having influence just right after the First World War. That's when it ended. Do not look at who owns a lot of shit in Britain.
Yeah, remind me when the British Empire started to be dissolved. It was after the First World War, no?
No.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Am I looking at the wrong calendar again?
Yeah, it's the one where you open it and it says 1984.
The 1984 pop-up book sounds like something that'd be incredible to read.
It's the giant forehead sticking out of every page.
How did this get in here?
Welcome to Tiny Hat World, Winston.
The historic elite often marked their social advancement by accumulating landed estates with great houses at their centre. Agriculture provided the revenue, while the mansions were where you entertained, networked, and enjoyed country pursuits. I think what you mean is, farmers and everybody else provided the revenue, while me and my cunting friends, drank port and chased foxes around.
Yeah, remember when we all had peasants? What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
Is he trying to sell this to Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos because they don't want to live in a mansion and throw parties and stuff because they don't have any fucking friends? You know what I mean? That's why they're all paranoid weirdos who just hole up and do designer drugs and get increasingly more fascist because everyone hates them.
And yet somehow just totally anhedonic at the same time. It's quite a combination.
Yeah. No, they're doing do you know what I mean? All these drugs just to try and be able to calculate pi slightly more efficiently or whatever because they think it's the business secret of the pharaohs. Do you know what I mean?
What they should do is they should put some of that fucking energy into bringing back Quaaludes. Just do something funny with it,
Musk, by contrast, announced with characteristic brevity that he will own no house in 2020. Before selling 7 properties in California and basing himself in a $50,000 375 square foot house in Texas. Parentheses, he has also bought a large compound there for his family. Right, so he does own a large house. Just
Well, yeah, because he's doing that weird fucking cult shit, isn't he? Where he's I'm just going to get 100 women pregnant and keep them all in a fucking walled compound in Texas. And then, you know what I mean? Eventually, kill myself and, everyone in there. Do you know what I mean? Everyone, I've invented a new AI drink, and then everyone just keels over dead.
Yeah,
because
but
no amount of children will, fucking ever, make that man feel, empathy towards another human being. You know?
Putting cyanide in the slurp juice.
Yeah, they're all like this though. Do you know what I mean? They're all just weird fucking psychos who think that their duty to humanity is to spread their fucking gene seed as much as possible. And you know what I mean? Drink the blood of the young to live forever, and it's just fucking. We've given given far too much fucking power and credibility to, like, a bunch of fucking shitheads who, like, you know what I mean, deserve to be fucking thrown in a well at birth. You know?
Yeah, but Jamie, the problem isn't that we haven't given these, you know, lunatics this much, you know, power and influence. The problem is that they're not doing it the right way by also having a big country estate.
No, that's what I'm saying. They don't want a big country estate because a big country estate doesn't make people like them. They're not content to just sit in a fucking big country estate and, like, be loathed by the fucking peasantry. But they don't care because they get to, like, you know, ride around on horseback chasing animals all over the fucking place and shooting at each other and, like, you know, having fucking orgies on the weekends. They're not interested in any of that. They're all too, like, fucking paranoid and weird for it. You know,
yeah,
they talk
want to be
big game.
Supreme Leader Flanders.
Yeah.
The online leftorium has fucking brought him untold wealth. Elon has said he would rather concentrate on getting us to Mars and helping solve sustainable energy than build a really great house.
Yeah, that's what I'm. That's
yeah, but he's also said a bunch of other horseshit. He's not doing any of those things.
No, he's not doing any of it. But he thinks that, like, you know, in his mind, right, the fact that he's, like, a fucking worthless sack of shit that every single person who's ever met him would, like, happily have fucking pissed on, do you know what I mean, rather than shook hands with, he thinks that, like, you know, it's that thing that, like, fucking, you know, like the worst edgelords you ever knew in, like, school or university or whatever, where they just, like, you know, they're very off-putting and they lean into it because, like, everyone fucking hates them for being weird and off-putting. And so they just, oh, fuck you, I don't care. I'm going to be even more weird and more off-putting. It's just that, you know what I mean? And he's trying to, like, recover from that by, like, well, okay, everyone fucking thinks I'm weird, but, like, I'll show them when I go down in the history book as the man who conquered Mars. Do you know what I mean? Like, or, you know, if I fucking invent an AI that it solves all the world's problems, then, like, you know, then I win by default and everyone will have to like me. And it's like, no, we won't. Do you know what I mean? We won't. Fuck off to Mars. No one's stopping you. We would be very happy to see the fucking back of you go to Mars, but he's never going to Mars because he doesn't want to. It would be hard work, and he's never done a fucking, like, day of work in his life.
That's true, but therefore, Mr. Musk, have you considered? Chris Lagarde's family has owned the great house of Scampston Hall in North Yorkshire since the late 17th century. He makes his property sweat to keep it going. It is let out as a wedding venue and has a popular tourist attraction in the walled gardens. The theory of being... Also, he makes his property sweat. It's like, I think there's people working there who do the actual fucking sweating, but sure.
Yeah, but there is property.
The theory of being catapulted into the multi-billionaire status is, at first, a very attractive one, Lagarde says. But his thoughts don't turn to the spec of a new Rolls-Royce or a motor cruiser, rather the impact one could have on other people. See, it's just
this guy is obsessed. Is obsessed with, like, just building a really big house, and, like, if it wasn't so fucking bleak, it would be kind of sweet. Like, this guy just wants to play dollies, like, you know, like.
Yeah, has he tried Minecraft?
Yeah, exactly.
See, this was just dig a really big hole. I could really respect that.
I mean, what he's doing is what he's pitching to, like, the Elon Musk, you know, fascist brigade is like, have you considered noblesse oblige, where, like, you know, you are sort of bound to a place and, like, you know, yes, you're still the overlord, and yes, you may take 20% of, you know, the harvest and, you know, whatever, maintain the right of praeponocta, but have you considered twice a year, you know, giving your festive peasants a cake? And then, you know, that'd be better.
We do get cake, though. We get cake in the form of we get to see Elon's tweets. Hooray.
I suppose that we have had centuries to acclimatize to the fact that happiness is not necessarily found in material goods. You know, said the owner of the great house, Scampston Hall in North Yorkshire. No, I suppose...
Yeah, there's no one likes to fucking pitch, oh, money can't buy you happiness, harder than the people with all of the fucking money. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, I would undoubtedly want to spread the largesse. It's like, yeah, but Bill Gates is richer than he's ever fucking been. You know, like...
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And do not ask how much of that money that he spends is actually fucking useful and not used for, like, other purposes.
Yeah, not given to... how much of that money is money that isn't given to himself, essentially.
But he views keeping Scabston Hall in the family as an important duty and a focus for family effort that ultimately is a noble aim rather than just a selfish one, because it's being preserved for the nation as well as for themselves.
Okay, but have you considered? Like, I don't think, right? Like, oh, here's a really big house that some rich cunt built like hundreds of years ago. And would you believe it's still standing today? I would believe that because the rich cunts own it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you don't have to necessarily like get rid of the house itself. Like, you could just... There are plenty of houses maintained by the National Trust, etc., where these people don't live anymore. Like, you can still go see it, and it's maintained. But, like, guess what? I don't need to also know that, hooray, the same family that came over with the fucking Norman robber baron class is still there. Why are they still there? Because, you know, breeding. Like, that's not necessarily...
I would say, like, the National Trust shouldn't even fucking own these places. Do you know what I mean? Like, they should genuinely, right? Like, every time the Daily Mail publishes an article about fucking, like, immigrants coming over here and getting given a house, an immigrant family should be given one of these houses. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
These houses should be used for housing, but, like, not for, like, just one prick and his awful fucking family who have more money than God himself. Like, do you know what I mean? They should be used for just fucking, like, evict whoever's in them, whether it's the National Trust or some rich bell end, and then just, like, you know what I mean? Let poor people have it. Mm-hmm. Like, I guarantee you they would enjoy it more.
Yeah.
And, like, and it's like, oh, they've got acres of grounds with, like, a hedge maze and, like, fountains and all this shit. Good. Do you know what I mean? Like, poor people deserve green spaces. Like, children, like, deserve places to play away from main roads and, like, fucking Labour councillors. So, you know what I mean? Like, just let poor people live in these fucking houses, and there you go, problem solved.
Yeah, but instead, Jamie, Sir Richard Fitzherbert's family acquired Tissington in Derbyshire in 1465.
You are fucking making these up now. Richard Fitzherbert in, like, Pissington or whatever the fuck you just... Fuck off. None of those
your
words
country,
are real.
Motherfucker.
Didn't he write Dune?
Replacing the manor house there with the present mansion 150 years later. So that house has been standing for, 400 years, give or take. Fitzherbert has been... Sorry, I need to take a break before this sentence. Fitzherbert has been learning more about the plight of others this year.
Oh, fuck me.
Rich dickhead discovers that other human beings have thoughts and feelings and an inner world.
Yeah, while serving as the senior (parentheses, albeit largely honorary) legal figure in his county. Why does this man have any legal status in this country apart from, that accorded to every fucking citizen?
Yeah.
This has reinforced the paternalistic feelings often associated with the traditional aristocracy. I have seen a great deal in my year as High Sheriff of Derbyshire about the polar opposites of us. Yes. About the polar opposites of our society. If I were to inherit a fortune, I think it would be imperative to join those two sexes together. You are inheriting a fortune. You are inheriting, in fact, a mansion and estate that has stood for, easily over 500 years now. You know what you could do is not live in your fucking house anymore, and as Jamie suggested, use it to house some poor people who actually need it.
Yeah.
His family's estates work as communities because we take on the views of our community and our tenants. We all have the goal of making it work together for the whole. Right, so the tenants get to tell you what
him.
No.
Much of this community is not blood related to him.
What's also like, I mean, I'm sure like he has fucking, farmers who lease his land and shit. And like, I'm sure if those farmers did something that displeased, Sir Richard Fitzherbert and his extended family, that all of a sudden they wouldn't get to, fucking tenant their land the next year or some shit. Like, I don't think this is working as a community. I think that's what these people very much like to tell themselves what they're doing.
Yeah.
This is a valuable lesson for the owners of mega corporations and employers of millions, such as Bezos and the Walmart's Walton family. Right, but those guys have instead figured out that what they can do, instead of, looking after the local peasant with scrofula, is simply not. And just hoard all their wealth even more Smaug-like than these fucking, aging cunts.
I'm very conscious of the fact this is your edit, and so I'm trying to do less threats than usual.
Oh, thank you.
Just as a courtesy.
as a little Christmas gift.
Take them out. I just fully believe, like, I would, you know what I mean? I would, like, do you know what I mean? Call for the and then you just leave it in as a charming bit.
I would.
David will hit the roof.
Yep.
Several of the aristocrats I spoke to saw things against such a broad context that short-termism had no place. We are proud of our 600 years of custodianship, says Fitzherbert. Here is to the next 600.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm very pleased that we've been rich for 600 years. May we be rich for another 600.
Yeah.
I know. It's so gauche when these other people have more money than me.
Yeah.
Basically what this is, right? It's like all these fucking, like, upstart colonials have more money than I do. Like, but do they have 600 years of history? No, they're American. They've got 20 minutes at best. Do you know what I mean? Like, fucking... But well done on finding another metric by which you can feel superior.
I mean, in a way, it's like, this is almost like, you could conceive this as sort of like an ill-fated warning from, like, one class of aristocrats that doesn't have quite as much overt power as they used to anymore, saying if you're less gauche about it, then there's a chance they might not come and burn your fucking house down. But
I mean, do you know what it is though, right? It's like I'm fucking glad that, like, Jeff Bezos might have like more money than everyone, and this guy might have an older house than me, but like I've got like a hairier arse than both of them, so you know what I mean?
Yeah. So who's the real winner?
Yeah. It's like when you were at school and, like, you know what I mean, someone got a new computer and they'd go like, oh, it's got like half a meg of RAM. That's way more than like 64K or whatever. And then, like, you know what I mean, someone else would look up some, like, just pull some like weird fucking stat. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, that computer's bad because it's only got 2 joystick ports or something like that. You know what I mean? And everyone would just be like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's cope is what it is.
The Duke of Norfolk's title goes back even further, to the 14th century. And you still haven't managed to get rid of him. Hooray! The 68-year-old Duke is the 18th head of his family to hold the title. Outside the royal family, he is the senior aristocrat in England and oversaw Charles III's coronation. But he is modern in outlook. Cool.
68.
Oh, fuck off.
68.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he was modern in outlook, he'd be 67.
Fuck's sake.
As a young man, he was a racing driver, and he has a business background.
Wow, you had this in the first half, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. The Duke has encouragement and advice for the ultra-wealthy as they contemplate their legacies. Well, I think the current crop of ultra-wealthy is none of them are planning to ever die. So this is kind of a first, problem you're facing.
Mm.
If I was allowed 10 minutes with the modern crop of billionaires, I think I would remind them, yes, you have been...
God, if I was allowed 10 minutes with the modern crop of billionaires...
Everyone
Yes, that's some other stuff I'm going to have to cut in the edit, Jamie. I think I would remind them, yes, you have been clever, yes, you have worked hard, but never forget, you have also enjoyed luck along the way. These billionaires owe something to the less lucky, he believes.
Yeah, you've never suffered like us. You've never mistakenly inhaled a bee while trying to do a line off the fucking windowsill.
Yeah. You've never,
it's so good, isn't it? That's like, oh, you might have worked hard, they haven't. Do you know what I mean? Like, fucking, oh, you might have, like, fucking whatever else you said, which they hadn't. But, like, but you've been lucky along the way. It's like, and what, you were, like, made Duke because of your fucking hard effort, were you? Like, fuck off.
The Duke advocates, above else, modesty.
Modesty.
Title at birth.
Yeah. Just be modest with your desires. Only have, 17 salad forks on the table for every guest, not 18. 18 is gauche. In humility lies the greatest strength. Never think you are better or above just because you are a billionaire. Enormous responsibility comes with wealth.
Oh, yeah, all right. Thanks, Uncle Ben.
Yeah. Also, I love it that the 18th Duke of Norfolk, direct descendant of the fucking Normans, is saying, you're not better or above anybody else, he said whilst, prancing around his gardens with his title in his hands.
Yeah. Time for
Norfolk.
19th Duke, I think.
Maybe this time we'll get it right.
Yeah.
Norfolk believes the aristocracy offers lessons in resilience for those with enormous wealth.
Okay.
Most noble families have had their low moments. At the end of the 16th century, my 11 times great-grandfather died in the Tower of London for sticking steadfastly to the Catholic faith, and his son was born in a cottage in Essex as a pauper. But somehow we got going again, as have so many English families.
Wow, I wonder how. I wonder what, like, fucking rags to riches story we're being, like, fucking denied here.
It's a richest to riches story, let's be real.
Yeah. And also, like, the last time I can recount hardship was when my 11 times great-grandfather died in the 16th century. That was really hard. It was almost like I was there. I have epigenetic memories of having my head stoved in. Sure, why not, pal? Like,
yeah, like most boomers think that they fought in World War II, but if you're like an aristocrat and you're a boomer, you think you fought at the Battle of fucking Hastings. It's unreal.
See, when
but some of these families actually did. That's the most fucking insane shit.
Well,
when he says he's like his great granddad died in the Tower of London, it wasn't executed. It was when the fucking musketeers shot the place up with an airship.
Fuck's sake.
The English aristocracy of the past was, in many ways, the equivalent of the billionaire club of today. They now have lost most of their power, though we should stress not all, certainly not in the United Kingdom, and much of their interest to the public. I doubt that as well. But in their perhaps surprising championship of community and humility...
It's just such a fucking word salad to console themselves that anything they do has anything to do with anything other than how fabulously wealthy they are and their family has been for hundreds and hundreds of years. Like, doesn't matter how fucking gracious or humble or fucking how like good you are at building houses in fucking Sims 4 or whatever, you are still a member of a hereditary aristocracy and should be deposed of your fucking wealth. Yeah. Like, how do you get your head around that? I mean, obviously, it's just not going to happen. Like, they're never going to have those two thoughts in their brains at the same time because they can just tell themselves all this shit about, humility or whatever.
Yeah, it's just like, look, apart from anything else, the fact that, like, the English family survives is simply the fact that the English have never had like a fucking proper revolution like almost every other country in Europe that at least got rid of some of these people. Like not everywhere, not all the time. And it's just like if your advice to like fucking Elon Musk in this day and age is why don't you buy a big country house and then, you know, fucking give your peasants a pie sometimes, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, come on.
I mean, it would be a much more useful, like, advice to basically say, don't ever let a revolution of any kind happen. Like, because that is fundamentally what, yeah, like you say, that is why they still get to have their fucking idiotic titles. So, yeah. You've had one America,
pie?
don't have any more.
Yeah, what kind of pie are we talking about here? Are they supposed to be giving us pies?
But
I've not received any pies.
Liars' pies.
But in their perhaps surprising championing of community and humility, I mean, again, I'm trying very hard not to bring up Prince Andrew in this story, but sure, stories of community and humility. Survivors of the cast can pass on useful lessons to their all-powerful successors. And I'm like, is this just like a fucking pitch to become the humility consultant to Jeff Bezos? Like, what is this shit?
I mean, if anyone's ever going to give someone a title like that, it's going to be someone like Jeff Bezos.
I mean, they could just do the thing from like the early 20th century and late 19th century again, where like you marry the daughter of like American money, so you could like get some fucking Amazon shares out of it. Like, I suppose we could just like go back to doing that again. Yeah, like that would be. But I don't think they care anymore. Like, imagine being like, even if you're the fucking Duke of Norfolk, the 19th dickhead to hold the title, like. These people, like the fucking Lloyd Blankfeins and the Jeff Bezoses and the Elon Musks of the world, are so far beyond you that like they have left like the aristocrats of the world in the dust in, you know, the amount of grotesque wealth and influence they have, and that's really saying something. Anyway, that's your article read for this week. I hope we all feel better about ourselves.
Absolutely not.
I know I'm not one of these cunts, so I do actually feel quite good about
it. Do we have comment or commentary yet, Jamie, or was it not a fruitful week?
No.
All right. Well, then
Fantastic.
Simply, yeah. Because there's no comment or commentary at this week, simply leaves it to me to say thank you for listening. Why don't you consider joining us at patreon.com/praxiscast for £5 a month for 2 extra episodes, and access to the Discords and all other kinds of fun things, especially this month, because there'll be more bonus treats for, you know, everybody who's on the Patreon. You get to ask us questions even. If you're on the Patreon, give us some questions. There's a post in there about how to do that. And also
on the Patreon for that.
Yeah. And also, if you're not on the Patreon and if you don't want to be on the Patreon, then definitely buy one of the new designs on praxiscast.tmail.com. There's some genuinely cool new designs made by Dawn, so you should go there and buy them for yourself and for others. You know, buy 10, buy 20. For now, streams are going to be a little bit irregular because we are recording. You know, we're doing
double
3
time.
or maybe 4 recordings this week to just like get all the shit done before Christmas. So sorry, the streams are a bit irregular. Just keep an eye on our Blue Sky feed and we'll let you know when those are happening. And otherwise, thank you for listening and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.